Childish Gambino is like a period in my art time. Like I wanna have periods in my life. So it's like I feel like Childish Gambino is a period that, you know, should come to a close. I like endings.
Childish Gambino is the name of focus today to address the art mogul Donald Glover. Starting off as more of an experiment in a fun project or a side hobby, Wu-Tang Clan name-generated Childish Gambino has taken over, evolving in every aspect of his musical career, lyrically and production-wise, in a way unlike many before him. The one idea I would like to propose about Mr. Gambino's evolution is the fact that every single project that he has released has had a different style or sound. From Sick Boy to Awaken My Love, Childish Gambino's evolution has separated himself from almost every other name in the game, due to his maturity, but also due to his immense talent. Gambino has been releasing music for about 9 years now, from the ripe age of 24 to a more cultured 33, and his development has been exhibited time and time again. To commence, a note on Gambino as an artist. His style of rap is often displayed throughout his wordplay. His instrumentation is frequently minimal, as he skews the focus more on what he has to say lyrically, rather than drowning the listener out with intense beats. But this is not to say that Gambino's productions and beat composition have not improved, because they have immensely, throughout each of his projects, launching Sick Boy as his introductory piece of work. Sick Boy, released in 2008, was Gambino's debut as a newly established rapper. The mixtape was the first of what seemed to be many experimental mixtapes that he was simply having fun with. In my opinion, his voice did not come out sounding the greatest. His lack of experience placed it amongst several other mixtapes, not allowing it to stand out. Though the production wasn't the greatest, for a self-produced mixtape, it was quite impressive. Though I was not a big fan of Sick Boy, Gambino still displays his impressive wordplay, foreshadowing a successful career as a rapper. Poindexter, which was released a year later, on the downtime of Community, Gambino's second mixtape sounded very much like his first, yet even a little bit more nasally. But the production value did get a little better. It is important to note that Gambino self-produced his music, with little aid until the release of Cul-de-sac. I Am Just a Rapper and I Am Just a Rapper 2, Gambino's third and fourth mixtapes, released in January and February of 2010, he showed progress. His most noteworthy song being where he began to lose the nasally sound, entering into his Cul-de-sac days. Cul-de-sac, released in July of that same year, in my opinion, marks the true inception of Childish Gambino as a self-made name, not only as a rapper, but as a singer as well. Exploring his vocals in titles such as So Fly and These Girls, Gambino's soft and soulful singing voice was finally out for the world to hear. Without a doubt, Gambino's vocals gave him extra attention as not only a rapper but a singer. Accompanied by assertive lyrics and forceful, punchy beats like Hero, alongside slower, more mellow songs like Get This Money, Gambino fully ditched the nasally Sick Boy voice and began cultivating his own style. Adele's sample of Melt My Heart in Stone, layered underneath Gambino's fun wordplay, created an extremely catchy song in Do You Like. I'm On It and The Last finally explored his emotions, again promoting major growth. Cul-de-sac also added who would be Gambino's future partner in music up until now, Ludwig Göransson, who greatly improved Gambino's sound. In the 20-minute 5-track EP, titled EP, released in March of 2011, again Gambino moved forward. Gambino's hit, Freaks and Geeks, displayed his knack for punchlines, and his new and improved flow only after a few months of dropping Cul-de-sac. Be Alone and Not Going Back showed the resentful and emotional Gambino. In this way, his growth was displayed on both professional and a personal level, as he steered away from the fun rap into more personal matters. not to mention both his flow and the development of his vocals, were on display. At this moment in time, we've reached Gambino's first studio album, Camp. Known for the 1.6 out of 5 stars review that Pitchfork gave it, Camp was butchered with a review that it did not deserve. Gambino poured himself into this production. The sound of the album was more upbeat and punchy, specifically noted on tracks like Heartbeat and Fireflies. He also added in a choir that was used on Outside and Sunrise, as well as the introduction to the ambiguous boy on the bus on his way back from camp on the outro of that Power. And once again, we got a sample of Gambino's singing voice on Letter Home, All the Shine and That Power. At this point in Gambino's discography, his style began to solidify. He rapped in a confessional way, presenting his emotions in every song. But after Camp, royalty saw another side of the up-and-coming rapper. Released in July of 2012, Royalty ditched the childish and left the dirty work for Gambino. His lyrics were comprised less of punchlines and more of precise and methodical lyrics. Gambino had tougher beats, leaning heavily towards a trap sound, as the album didn't display any personal emotion or singing. This was the Stone Mountain Atlanta raised Gambino, a production that had many features, ranging from TDE's Absol and Schoolboy Q on Unnecessary, to Tina Fey's surprise appearance, rapping on Real Estate. Because the Internet was Gambino's second studio album, released in 2013, one which I call Radio Gambino. This project by Childish had hits, and more hits. But this album also had substance. Gambino even converted the late December album into a 75-page screenplay. He returned to his classic, upbeat, lush style, adding in sweet catchy tunes like 3005 and Worst Guys. After a year of him hiding his voice, Childish Gambino returned with a new and improved voice. On the somber Flight of the Navigator, he showed his range on Shadows, and he displayed a sweet touch on Pink Trees. Stone Mountain Kauai was released in October of 2014. This Bino EP split two styles down the middle, channeling his inner Stone Mountain Atlanta self on the Stone Mountain side that displayed his rapping prowess, again using more known trap beats like Move That Dope, Lil Wayne's Go DJ, and Money Baby. He literally split the two down the middle on Chandler Road, and finished Stone Mountain with a lovely rendition of Usher's You Don't Have to Call, perfectly encompassing the growth and evolution of his singing voice. On the Kauai side, it brought back the feel from Because the Internet, with poppy, upbeat, and island feel songs that mostly had him singing. Most notably Sober, the hidden 3005 track, and Pop Thieves. And finally, Gambino's magnum opus, his best-selling album to date, Awaken My Love. This album simply recognizes the constant metamorphosis of Childish Gambino. It shows a mature Gambino, one where sonically he has taken a completely different route for this album. An album void of rapping, he explores the soul, psychedelic, and funk-inspired music for his baby boy. This album tackled real-world issues using the metaphors of Boogeyman and Riot, the power and groove of Me and Your Mama, but it also had a personal feel in Baby Boy and Stand Tall. It also carried sensual feelings, like in the bluesy and platinum hit Redbone. Gambino really went above and beyond of what was expected of him, exploring cool, melodic, and timeless songs that are just incredibly pleasing to the ear. From I Am Not a Rapper to Because the Internet, Childish Gambino has taken leaps and bounds as an artist, as every portion of his music making has improved. Sonically, with the addition of Ludwig and their knowledge combined, Gambino has only improved his beats and sound from Cul-de-sac onwards. From Sick Boy to EP, his nasally voice transitioned into the smooth, confident rap that we see today, and his singing voice took a large leap, finally fulfilling the potential that we only saw a glimpse of from So Fly on Cul-de-sac, into a full mastery of his voice. One that had most listeners convinced that he had pitched his voice up on Redbone, when he had really masterfully executed a different and abnormal style that most of his fans had not been prepared for. In my opinion, most importantly, Gambino's substance improved tremendously. From lyrics that were deemed not serious and, no pun intended, childish, Mr. Glover moved on from heartbreak and began tackling the real-world issues of race and being black in camp, followed by his struggle with existential angst in Because the Internet. And finally, in Awaken My Love, Gambino's love letter to his child touched upon meeting his love and the realities of being racialized in America, warning his child towards issues like police brutality, but also expressing the love for his child. Gambino has capitalized on all his flaws, and in each one of his new projects was able to present something new, and presented a different sound from the previous one. To conclude, Childish Gambino, like Donald Glover, is constantly changing. With the announcement of the retiring of the Childish Gambino persona, he added that he will still be making music. We can only wonder what new style Glover will touch, or if he will revisit a past idea or a past sound. While some aren't ready to accept change or a new style, I believe that Gambino's evolution as an artist should be used as a blueprint for other artists to follow. It's important to try new things once in a while, because while we may not enjoy change, change is necessary.